Hello everyone, my name is Twane Ahorangi Bartlett and I'm a Violet Ray Twin Flame in Parakai, New Zealand. Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel, for watching my videos, for connecting, for sharing your journeys. I love connecting with you. Most of all, I love to see how people reach out to each other, how we share our journeys with each other so that we know that we are not alone. And so thank you so much. Right, so this is a follow-up on my first Dark Night of the Soul video that I made almost a year ago, and it never occurred to me to make a follow-up video. I have still been going through huge shifts, and thank you for asking the question on how my journey is unfolding. It didn't occur to me to even think about how my journey is unfolding, because one of the big shifts that I did go through was a shift in time perception. I don't think in terms of past, present, future anymore. What happened to me is I am living in the moment. The only time that is important to me is now. And I focus on where I am now and what I am doing now. The reason for this time shift that took place, I think, was because of the painful experiences I had in the past. As you know, we all start out young, and we have dreams and aspirations and goals that we want to achieve in our life. And what had happened to me was when I reached the age of 43, or was it 42? I can't even remember. Anyway, back in 2014. All those dreams and aspirations, they disappeared. It's gone. So to me, it was, I spent all my life, about half my life, building something that did not transpire. So basically wasted my time. I'm 45 and I have nothing to show. So for me, dreams and aspirations, where I am now on my journey, is a whole lot of pie in the sky. I don't have dreams. I don't have aspirations. I don't really have objectives per se. What I do is I live in the moment and I make the best decisions for me. And it is in making those decisions at that point in time that I feel is the best for me, that is helping me to move forward. So I'll try and tie this video in with the previous video. So if you haven't watched the previous video, please go and watch it and see, if you resonate with any of this. So the Dark Night of the Soul, I compared to a multi-plug with various plugs in it, and you can name those plugs like the systems that you run on and implement in your life, or that systems that you've been programmed with from the day you were born, through your family and through society. So you could have a religion plug, you could have a family plug, you can have a friends plug, a career plug. So Dark Night of the Soul is about ripping out all of those plugs that doesn't serve you, doesn't work for you, and then replacing it with new plugs that is matching with the true, authentic you, the same you that was born into this world. As a baby, we come into this world, we're a clean slate, but we are exposed to programs by society and by family that perhaps doesn't serve us, but we take those on board so that we can fit in. And then, of course, Dark Night of the Soul comes along and it says, well, no matter how hard you try, you don't fit in. There's only one way, and that is to be you. So time perception changed. So I live in the now, and How that works for me is I basically walked out of a 26 pharmacy career last year. Ka-ching, there goes the career plug. And I didn't have another job in line. And as you know, with Dark Night of the Soul, all the doors are closed. You are basically forced to sit in a little space without any support, and the only person that's going to come in and help you is you. This is where you start to reconnect with your own inner strength so that you can help yourself and stop reaching out to society, to God, to whatever you always used as a crutch to help you to move forward. All those crutches are gone. So it comes down to the one person, numero uno, you. And I walked out on my job. I had a deep, satisfied experience where I could tell my boss to shove his job and walked out without having another job in line. And of course, there was consequences, but I was quite willing to prepared to deal with those consequences as they came along. Because what Dark Night of the Soul does, it does make you stronger. Yeah, in those 1,000 deaths, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. With dying those 1,000 deaths, I felt like I became random. I hit rock bottom. I didn't have anything to lose. I had nothing to lose. And it's when I realized that I had nothing to lose, no family, no friends. I even had experiences right after I made the Dark Night of the Soul video. You know, you get to a place where you think you can't possibly lose anything more. But then actually it's just not, hang on, there's actually this one or two things that you forgot about that you can still lose. Well, you know. So I lost both my daughters as well. When I say lost, I mean not like in dying, but in that our relationships have been altered forever. And this, I guess, is because I've always been the kind of mother who had a close relationship with my daughters. I really like to connect with them. But I went through the shift where I realized that with my daughters being 20 and 26 at the time, that this is time to step back and let them go. And so I fully did that. They doing, you know, as children do, they grow up, they go and they live their life, and, you know, they keep in touch now and then, which is fine. But it's also one of the major shifts was that change in having that very close relationship with my daughters, where it became more a relationship of being an acquaintance rather than being a family. So a big step back, big distance created between the closest two bloodlines that I have. That's also gone. So, and that was last year still. So please remember that Dark Night of the Soul started for me in 2014. Last year, 2016, August, September, I was still unplugging. Okay. And now this year was starting up that new career. I walked out of the pharmacy career, and this was because it didn't resonate with the true, authentic me that I am. I'm an ethical person. Pharmacy is not an ethical industry anymore. It is about money. It is about pumping people full of pharmaceuticals and not getting them better anymore. And that's just my opinion. Apologies if I step on any toes here. But yeah, I just couldn't do that anymore. So I decided to focus on my clairvoyant readings, on bringing in guidance and light for people who were truly in situations where they couldn't see where they were going. And I focused on my healing. I obtained my Elohi Masters certificate last year in July. And so my focus was on heart solutions and getting heart solutions going. And I worked at the markets. Financially, I was struggling. I got to a place where last year, October, I was down to one meal a day. I didn't have money for food. It came to a place where I almost didn't have a place to stay. And please keep in mind, no family, no friends. Nobody was even interested as far as last year as to if I actually had a place to stay. Not my daughters, nobody cared. But I was kind of used to it by then, because as you know, with Dark Night of the Soul, when people start to dislike you, when people they just don't care about you, if it goes on for long enough, after a while, you just do for yourself what you need to do for yourself, because you just know there's nobody you can call. Okay, and what happened was, my oldest daughter, she did quite a financial number on me, and it left me destitute. I couldn't afford a place to stay, and I had to put out an SOS post on Facebook, because I had to move out of the house where I was sharing rent with, and I had nowhere to go. And so this is part of if you can imagine, in that multi-plug, you have a family plug, blood tie. So blood ties come out. Family, people that you're connected to by blood becomes a zero. Okay. My experience was, anybody who's tied to me by blood is an absolute zero when it comes to help in times of need. And by unplugging that blood ties, you replace it with a plug, what I call soul family. So I put out an SOS on the Facebook page for our local area, and I said, I'm desperate, I need a place to stay. And along comes this lady. She gives me a telephone number of my current landlord. She says he has a room available, give him a call. And it was 2 days I saw myself sleeping in my car, because I didn't have a deposit even to put down on the room. I could only afford the rent, basically. And he said to me, I gave him a call. He said, come over, come have a look at the house. He gave me the largest room in the house. Without a deposit. And he said to me, don't worry, you will have a place to sleep. That's soul family. So part of the shift for Dark Night of the Soul is, for me still, is acquiring a soul family. That's where I am now. Family is gone. Soul family is what is sort of manifesting in my world. What also happened is my mentor, Nigel Collis, who helped me with regulating my Kundalini energy. He has me under his wing. He's my soul daddy. And he said to me, you still need, because Heart Solutions is just small, she hasn't grown to big enough to support me financially. And he said to me, well, you have to drop off your CV at your local grocery store. So I said, well, Nigel, I've done it, twice before. And he says, well, just do it one more time. And I dropped off my CV, and lo and behold, the duty manager was there, and she said to me, would you like to come for interview tomorrow? I went for the interview. I got the job. I think it was a day or two after the interview. I'm working for a large grocery store company. And doors have been open ever since, you know. It was like getting a till operator recognition of the year in January. It is getting opportunities to be, trained as a supervisor. And it is just because I'm not expecting anything. When I live in the moment with the way I do is I just show up and do my job as best as I can in that moment. I'm just me 100% committed to whatever I decide to do in that moment. And it is because of that focus, I think that, and not worrying about the future, not having aspirations, not having dreams, or not having goals to achieve, that the doors just seem to open, they just open. And it's almost like the opportunities present themselves, and I just go, oh yeah, okay, it's an open door, let's go, let's do that. Do I get excited about it? Yes, to a certain extent I get excited about it, but not too much. I'm still in the place where I'm grieving. I have lost a lot. And I am grateful for the new opportunities that come my way. And but I had also at the same time, that the unplugging, I had the unplugging of the religion, of the belief in the Christian God. And so that has been replaced with the universal plug, okay, believing in the universe. What also happened was in the last year, I have discovered people like Corey Good and David Wilcock. If you don't know them, please feel free to Google them, look them up. And a lot of what David Wilcock says, concerning the universe and our place in the universe resonates with me, simply because I've outgrown the Christian belief system. I kind of had to find something new to believe in that resonates with me. And so I've started to read David Wilcock's books. One of them is Ascension Mysteries. One that truly started to make sense to me was Synchronicity Keys. And because I had this huge shift in perspective about God, because God doesn't come and save me. God doesn't come and open doors for me when I'm in dire straits. I believe that I have to recognize the God inside myself, that the strength of God is inside of me because God created me, and that I have to help myself, and that there is only one person in this world that will ever have my interests at heart, and that will always do the best for me, and that will never let me down, and that is me myself. And so I had this perspective of there is no God in heaven. My perspective is the universe has energy, and that energy supports us as humans in creating life. The universe is an energy that supports life, it creates life, and it created us. It created me. And I try to see, or I see myself as a very small sort of speck of dust floating around in the air, very insignificant. and I'm just floating around. But you know how a little piece of dust, when it hits sunlight, it just sort of like lights up a little bit. So that is how I see myself. It's like that little speck of light that is floating around, and that's bringing in that little bit of light. And it's not to say that I am special or anything. It is that light that I reflect is the light of existence that I'm sharing with everybody, because I'm just reflecting it. I'm not doing anything. I'm just floating around. That is how I see myself. I had also this perspective of I am everything and I am nothing at the same time. I am everything in the sense of I can do everything for myself. My number one priority at this point in time is to take care of myself. Anything and everything else comes second, because I have to take care of myself first before I can go out and do readings for people and share myself, with other people, or make myself available as a conduit for energy in service of humanity and Gaia. And when I am everything in taking care of myself, at the same time, I am nothing. I have learned to see and realize that everybody and everything out there is connected. I am connected to everybody who's watching this video, because you will see something in me that I will reflect back to you, just like that little speck of dust that's reflecting the sunlight. That is anything that you see in this video here that you would say, you make me realize this, or you make me realize that. That's just that little bit of light that I reflect back to you. Okay, it's a part of you that I'm reflecting back to you, because that's what you see. So I am nothing. I am nothing. I'm not special. I don't have any importance at all, in this life. One of my perspectives is that whether I choose to be here or not, I was put here. There is a mission to accomplish, and this is where my twin flame comes in, is that I know that my mission here is to be in service of Gaia and humanity. What also happened is, during the dark night of the soul, I had the awakening of my star seed, and this is where it gets a little bit weird. Because of the broadening in the awareness of how I fit into this world, like me into the universe instead of just me and God. I remember having experiences on Vega. I am a starseed from Vega. I remember having, how do I say this? My own spaceship flying through space, having experiences with my twin where I was the starseed, the commander of our spaceship, commander of systems, and he would be the commander of exploration and logistics, or something like that, gathering information. And we would work together. We would travel from universe to universe. I have many of these memories. And so, please excuse me if it gets a bit weird, but, it even blows my mind at some points. And I even struggle to digest all of this information as I'm trying to share it with you. So I have all these experiences where, I know that whatever the purpose of my life is with going through dark night of the soul, that it's all about this mission to bring in light, love, and healing for Gaia and for humanity. One of the things that happens quite a lot, and that started in Dark Night of the Soul, is that I don't belong here. I don't belong on earth. I don't belong in society. I don't fit in with the values here. I don't agree with how people do things. I don't agree with how they treat animals, how they treat food, how they treat each other, how they speak to each other. The disrespect, the total disregard of anything that is of value, which is life. I'm very sensitive. I prefer to stay in isolation simply because I feel I don't belong on this earth, but yet I have a mission to fulfill. So I would go out, and I think that is also one of the reasons why I am working at a grocery store. Was it puts me into contact with a lot of different people in a day, and it's just nice and light, easy exchanges with people where they are exposed to energy of upliftment and spirituality, which is what I facilitate. That's the type of energy that I facilitate, is of upliftment and renewal. And in my twin flame, if I want to touch on that, in my twin flame, I say I am a violet ray twin flame. So the violet ray comes in with a transmutation of energy. And as a twin flame, this is also part of my mission, is when I work at as a cash out register, as a till operator, people that comes to me in that moment, there is an opportunity for them to change their energy just by interaction with me. And I just facilitate. It is up to the people whether they are open or not to get that uplifting energy or not. I'm just like a little hub, and people can come along and pick up or not. Okay, so that's kind of the way I see it. And I know this video is a little bit all over the place and perhaps not as structured as the first video, but this is most probably the chaos of trying to replace everything that's been lost. Trying to replace it with, I wouldn't say trying, most probably, yes, I am replacing it with things that do serve me, because I'm finally living the life that is perfect for me. I live in isolation. I'm by myself. I'm at peace. I have time to rejuvenate, recharge. I don't have anybody that is infringing on my time. I have soul family. I have a new career which is flexible and suited to me. I have time to do my readings. I work at All Things Natural on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, where I read for people. I do international readings online via Skype and Facebook. I have PayPal facilities for people out there if you're interested in readings. I also have my tarot, daily tarot channel. So this is all about the new me, it's living the life I want, living the place where I want to be. I'm a skydiver. I'm doing skydiving when I'm not reading, and I'm a solo skydiver. I don't really jump in groups. I just go out and hang my knees in the breeze. It's skydiving for me is a spiritual experience, so to me it's like going to church. I always say I go up to 13,000 feet, get as close to God as I can, and when I come down, I'm so happy I'm still alive. So yes, I'm starting to live the life that is suited to me. I have a soul family now. I don't believe in a Christian God. I believe in the universe and the universal energy that supports life. And I live in the moment. I don't plan for the future. And I don't have any dreams or aspirations. I have no desire to share my life with anybody. My sole purpose here is to bring in light, love, and healing for Gaia and for humanity and for society. And so that is where I am at this point in time. So maybe this was just a mumble jumble type of video, and I hope it kind of ties in with the previous video, and perhaps you can see the progress that was made. And yeah, I want to wish everybody, you know, just light and love for your journey if you're going through this transformation. I know it's not easy, so if you want to reach out and just connect, speak to me, speak to other people connecting here. You know, we can be there for each other. We don't have to do it alone. So yes, please feel free to leave comments and connect. Thank you for watching. Light and love, everyone.